Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Fate Strange Fake. This is episode 3, which means it's the 4th episode of the series, because we had episode 0. Yeah, wow. I feel like these weeks are going by quickly enough that it's great, because I'm always very excited to watch more straight Fate Fake, Fate Strange Fake, but I finish an episode, and then it feels like the entire week passes, and I'm already on another episode. But I think this is a really good time for me, because like I got Fate Strange Fake on one day, I got Jujutsu Kaisen on another day, I got Frieren on another day, you know, I got Uma Musume on another day. Like I've got so many things that like a lot of these days are really exciting to sit down and watch a new episode of something. So anyway, I'm monumentally excited to see what we do in this episode. Last episode we had Assassin showed up and was ravaging Orlando and the priests Sansa or whatever. Let me see, do I have it written down? Hansa, not Sansa. Hansa, it was like sort of destroying the Orlando's forces. And then Jester showed up, Assassin's master, and then said to Assassin, hey, go, I command you to go as far away as possible. But then the episode ended with Hansa spilling coffee on Jester and being like, you think you're untouchable? Well, I just touched you with coffee. So I can't wait to see how this plays out, because I think that was a pretty badass ending to the episode. I'm scared, but we'll see. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos for both this channel and my Jent Watches One Piece channel. Let's jump into this Fate Strange Fake episode 3.
I had a hand in imposing flat upon you. This is my repayment.
I don't know this guy.
I admire but given
What's
that
her
you
name?
continue to harp.
Is what I'd like to say. But the fact remains he's one of my students. And something strange seems to be going on over there.
Strange.
It's a fake war.
Rather possible the Holy Grail War has yet to even begin.
You're really the overseer for the Holy Grail War? Presence upon it, and it seems this city is also...
You just don't know when to shut up, huh? Stupid corpse.
That's so great.
What are you playing at?
It's so humiliating.
I'll be there handing out for free in this reception room!
That's a really funny line. He's so pissed off that he gave him free coffee. Whoa! Oh my god, this is so sick. Hans is awesome.
Let's call this a passing of the baton. I'll get rid of him. I'd prefer the church never know. The thought of being scolded by my father is quite scary.
Oh, this is so awesome, man. I love Hansa already.
I let my guard down just now. This must be that hubris thing I've heard about.
You're justifying why you got
Oh, no
beat.
need to be. What happened isn't because you let your guard down. Your waist, am I right?
I love his expressions. Whoa! Oh, he's got the Kirei knives. That's awesome. I imagine they're just like the priest's knives, their weapon of choice. Oh shit, man.
Dear.
That title doesn't apply to me at the moment. Today I'm here at...
Doing so would essentially mean abandoning your neutrality as overseer.
Yeah, but it's a fake
Is that
war.
right?
Does that matter?
Sorry, I'm a master of the Holy Grail War.
I declared as much before Assassin not but a few moments ago!
True enough, the servant wanted to deny your entire being, no?
That's true.
Is beautiful.
I love that. I love that Hans is kind of pissing him off. Jesus, this animation. Oh my god, this is so sick.
I've got no clue. I'm them, but they're certainly not a servant. They're even with a body like that.
Damn. Oh my god. Oh, this is one of the sickest battles I've seen in
Something of an
ages.
audience! Somewhere war!
Something like this is easy on attacking me before I get you.
Oh, dope. Oh, it is so sharp. Oh my god. Nice, he caught one between his teeth.
Is this in your job description as overseer?
Church is to interfere. It's only to conceal mystics and protect the tranquility of humanity. Wouldn't make me a failure of an overseer.
Damn. Well, I guess, but I didn't think priests would do that. Oh my god! Non-stop incredible animation.
You could say that since they killed off my entire clan, but I don't bear a grudge over it or anything.
He's just doing his
Just no
job.
matter how I look at you, you look like a villain. That's why I have to kill you.
I'm to believe you're going to aimlessly kill dead apostles without any belief driving you forward. Compared.
Oh.
I'll be taking this.
Oh no! I'll be taking that.
Prosthetic hand.
Yeah, I heard it like
Necessity when I spend
making
my time
noise.
dealing with monsters. My body is made of consecrated mechanical parts.
Sorry, that's privileged information. I'm too scared to
Just
tell you.
Punching through a cop car like that. Oh, he's Chainsaw Man! Holy shit! Whoa! Holy shit!
Part of the much rumored burial agency?
The what? Burial?
Burial agency. I have nothing to do with them. In
Oh,
fact,
that pissed
they
you off.
wouldn't be cut damage to you as nuclear missiles or chemical weapons. Never put us in the same category. The comparison is an insult to their name.
Yeah, wow, that's the first thing that's actually properly pissed them off.
Merely a
But this was a wonderful introduction.
Ah, because it's the sunlight.
You don't get to escape.
Oh!
To break it to you, but
Oh! That's so fucking sick, man. Did he escape? I think he escaped. Jesus.
You there, boy.
There was a scary-looking old man. I heard him say, "Out of the way,"
Wait, that's...
and everybody.
No, that's
You
him.
know which way he went?
He's disguised, because that's Clifford Chapin's
I
voice.
see. You're safe now.
That's Jester.
Catch anyone you deem suspicious.
Hansa, are you telling
That
me
apostle who's
you don't
seeking
know
the Holy
Clifford
Grail.
Chapin's voice as well as I
This
do?
world really is coming.
I'm terribly sorry. I have been told to investigate any
Whoa.
suspicious individuals in the area.
Hell yeah.
Okay, if you ask me, you look way more suspicious than us.
That's true.
They're burning an incense for group hypnosis.
Oh.
The church is trying to conceal that battle.
Please make your way to the central church. The overseer has something to discuss with the masters.
Yes, please.
Actually, a master.
I want you to hear this info.
What in the world?
Whoa! If it ain't that girl from the other day.
Caster? No. Oh, it's the guy
Hey
from
there.
the shop. Jeez, he's got a cool
Damages.
band.
You shouldn't waste it needlessly.
But sir,
He seems like a good commander.
I want to protect this city. Forget being a mage. As a police officer, I can't just watch.
Okay.
While I acknowledge your passion,
Hell yeah.
if you want me to believe you can still fight, then prove you
Prove
can
it.
handle a weapon with either one arm or with a prosthetic hand.
Okay.
Wingard.
John
do it,
Wingard, is
sir.
that what his name is?
That being said, there's a package waiting for you from a guy named Shichigo. With this thing, even if your opponent is a
Shichigo?
vampire. For that kiddo on your team that got injured.
Aw.
And I'll be using this Hydra poison dagger as the base.
Hydra poison
I'm counting on
dagger?
You're in charge for now.
Jesus.
I need to know if they're still starting the other war as planned.
Oh my god, there's so much going on. There's Jester. Yeah. Saw that twist coming because of the voice actor.
We'll update you as information comes in.
I guess he also looks like him, so you could have just looked at him and gone, oh, that's
Servant was
Jester.
giving that speech?
Calling out my true name so publicly is rather concerning.
I told you, we're not antagonizing anyone. We can all be friends.
That doesn't
I'm so
assuage my
curious how
concerns.
Flat's gonna go.
You do understand.
Everyone else was forced to erase all their pictures because of the hypnosis.
If you're gonna use your phone in the store, do it quietly.
You mean to say it's absorbing magical energy once more, despite the heroic spirits being summoned?
That's exactly right.
What does that
Fortune
mean?
has smiled.
You said before it wasn't your jurisdiction, but deep down you're a big worrywart.
He can't help but work.
I'm sure he's secretly beside himself with worry. And that's not all. I'm excited to let him know about you, Mr. Jack.
Still calling him
And-
Mr.
and-
Jack.
Why didn't you bring it to my attention?
Try and cut me some slack. If I kicked up a fuss and got noticed, I'd have likely been killed in an instant.
Yeah, well, you're
What?
just staying out of danger.
It's just that
I was under the impression you were a simple fool.
No, he's got good
Strangely
instincts, I
practical.
think.
I thought I was a simple fool all this time.
Are you angry?
People always avoided me, even back when I was a child. They all looked at me with nothing but fear.
Aw.
Hardly
Really?
anyone
That's
goes
so
so
cute,
far as
though.
to scold me to my face.
Wait, isn't that a lot of people?
Kill him. I don't have the slightest rebuttal to that.
So ashamed.
Thanks to you, I was able to summon the best heroic spirit ever. Say hello to the one and only Berserker.
There you go. You just got confirmation via text.
Little idiot.
What should I do to befriend them?
Which? Oh, it was Gilgamesh, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, Gilgamesh was directly the one that killed your servant, so
Even when comparing
makes
the
sense that
layout
he'd
of the streets
have
and
PTSD
buildings,
from
the
that.
city of Ur, as I am the one who beckoned you here, I'll make a point to provide you with a parachute.
Oh.
So, Tina, then why not take this middling scenery and flatten the entire city, usurpers and all?
God.
Would that not be the best solution?
Oh,
But surely you jest.
I do not.
I don't want
It's the
her to
simplest
flatten
path toward
the
your
city.
ancestors' dream, don't you agree?
It would make us all the same as the mages who pilfered this land.
Yeah.
A model answer to the issue, but it's not enough. Teenage Chuck.
Oh man,
Personally?
he's gonna be corrupting the
kernel of
fuck
doubt
out of
looming
her.
at last is to behold my glory and drink in my greatness. Well, if you must, I shall allow it. You may gaze to your heart afterwards, pass down the story for generations.
It's almost as if the Holy Grail is starting to summon 7 heroic spirits.
Yep.
What's that?
Is this Saber the first one? If the 6 that have already been summoned were only catalysts for the actual ritual to be held.
What? Saber's just the first servant?
The time's come.
So there's gonna be 6 more?
For the elements silver and iron, for the foundation stone and the arch.
Am I understanding that correctly?
No hero, and they're going to be summoned somewhere inside of
What?
Smithfield.
Come forth from the circle of binding.
What? There's gonna be
Guardian of the
6
scales.
more servants?
It seems only 7 can be materialized at once.
Oh. Or is that true? I ask you, art thou my master? What? Was it a doll? What, Pinocchio? Is that the servant? What's happening? Oh my god. Seeing those two holding hands is very funny to me. Oh, I loved that episode. Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, they were like, all right, this was a fake Holy Grail War, right? And so we thought, oh, there's gonna be 6 servants. I thought the reveal, like the thing that he was gonna be shocked about was like, oh shit, here's a 7th servant, here's Saber, which means now this is the real Holy Grail War. But actually, he was shocked because he was like, no, this is the ley lines are still active, as if actively summoning servants, and it like that began with Saber. So in fact, theoretically, we had 6 servants be summoned, and then Saber, and then now another 6 servants. Theoretically, if I'm understanding what they're saying correctly. That's fucking wild. That's crazy. But you know what? I should also like rewatch the scene in Japanese and see what the other wording of the scene is, just to see what if I gain anything new from that. Yeah, okay, I just rewatched it in Japanese. It was basically I got the exact same stuff from it. So yeah, the six servants, like, theoretically actually just being catalysts for what's actually about to happen. So, but also, like, we had that final scene with what's his name? I've got it written down. Faldius. Where Faldius is trying to, I think that's Faldius, right? Trying to summon a servant in this like weird puppet master room, and then he says it's a failure, but then we see the, you know, "Are you my master?" note that was left. So I wonder, is it actually a was it actually a failure, and what he said was right, which is that it seems like only 7 servants can be materialized at any time, or is it or did he just misunderstand that, and actually that was a servant that was summoned? Because the reason I'm thinking about it is like, what if that note that was left isn't like the servant isn't materialized yet, but it's still been summoned but not materialized or something, and so it can't materialize until a servant leaves the world. Like maybe the Grail can't sustain more than 7 servants actually materialize, but you can still sort of like bring them in to be on the bench. So it's like, if Assassin died, then the next servant that's in line might materialize then, until we get through all of those servants that are lined up. That's just, I don't know, because this show could do anything. I'm just like making small predictions based on what we've seen here. And I mean, obviously don't tell me how it's gonna happen, because now I'm worried with the comments in this series after episode 1 told me something that episode 2 was gonna reveal at the start of the episode, so I'm gonna be hesitant with reading big explanations. You can feel free to still leave your cool little lore comments or whatever, but just understand I'm gonna be less likely to actually like read through a bunch of explanations, because I feel like this is just kind of a thing with Fate in general. The Fate series in general is like, I tend to get a lot of comments that are like explaining a lot of stuff about the series, and stuff that the series doesn't really need you to know or want you to know yet, so yeah, we'll see how this series goes in general, because obviously this series is going to have fewer people who are like as intimately aware of the events of this series, because like Fate Stay Night is like a huge thing. Fate Strange Fake is very popular among the Fate fandom, obviously, but I imagine the people who know of Fate Stay Night and its events, and the people who know of Fate Strange Fake and its events, like Fate Stay Night is probably winning out by a fuck ton. I doubt there are many people who know about what happens in Fate Strange Fake who don't know about Fate Stay Night's events, but the other way around, there are probably a lot of people, you know what I mean? Anyway, there was so much cool stuff in this episode, though. I've only really talked about the end bit, but I loved that fight between Hansa and Jester. That was such an incredible fight. That was really, really good. Especially, where I know I keep mentioning this, but like this current anime season, we're having like Jujutsu Kaisen with incredible fights as well, obviously. And I bet you Freerun, if it has some fights, they're gonna look incredibly gorgeous. Like, we're gonna be feasting this fucking season, because this show has had 4 episodes so far, and every episode has had like just some incredible choreography to the fights. Like, I think like if you have Fate Zero, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, and Fate Heaven's Feel all done by Ufotable, like, you got a lot to live up to there, because that's fucking Ufotable, like, they are known for some of the most beautiful anime ever. And so, like, yeah, we get, this being given to A1 is such a great, or I don't know if I'd say given to A1. A1 picking up this series is so incredible. I would just love if Fate continued to, in the future, have more shows that are just like, the highest echelon. Because I just feel like for Fate especially, it's really appropriate. Like, before I watched Fate, I didn't really know much about it, except that Ufotable had Fate shows, and that it had King Arthur in it, and that Ufotable had Fate shows that were really, really beautiful, right? That's really all I knew about it. But I didn't know, like, why it was a series that had such great animation. But now that I've watched the series, like, it just feels so right for this series to have incredible animation, right? Like I'll read some manga or play visual novels or whatever and go like, oh, I'd love for this to be made into an anime or be made into a show. But at the same time, I'm like, but it doesn't necessarily need the greatest animation in the world. It just needs great animation, or like good animation, and then it would be able to sell what it's trying to do really well. But with the Fate series, like I feel like there's so many characters, so many character designs, there's so much like exposition and lore, and there are so many crazy fights that it just feels like the series just gets better and better the more animation you put into it. Whereas I feel like with some shows, there's kind of diminishing returns. You can only animate an episode of Laid Back Camp, Eurocamp so well before it starts to be like, okay, well now we didn't need this much good animation, like we'd rather you make more episodes of the show rather than making, these really, really, incredible looking episodes of this show because it doesn't really need it. So yeah, I'm just so blown away by the way this show looks so far. But yeah, I find it also really interesting that Hansa, like his way of thinking about this stuff, because Jester was like, hey, aren't you supposed to be neutral? Like that's your entire thing, is you're the overseer of this war and you're not really being neutral right now. And Hansa was basically like, well, you're a dead apostle, like I just think it's bad for a vampire to like take over this war. It just seems like he's really like, well, let's just think logically. Let's take away trying to think of the rules in the strictest sense and instead just think about this like as a person. It's dangerous for you to be running amok. And that's bad for the war in general, is for you to be doing all this shit. And so like that was pretty sick. I wondered if really during that battle we were going to lose Jester right away. And I would have been okay with it, honestly. He would have been like a really cool early villain that's already taken out. But I thought it was possible for that to happen, just because like also I feel like the series, having started as an April Fool's joke or whatever, like I feel like this series wants to throw as many curveballs as possible. It really wants to be like, hang on, here's so much crazy shit that you're not going to expect, you're not going to expect a dog to be a master. You're not going to expect the overseer, the priest, to be this like hot dude with a harem of nuns who is like actually actively like trying to take out some of these masters, like you're not going to expect like all of this stuff, right? And now it seems like you're not going to expect there to actually be 13 servants in this war. So I'm just really excited. I don't know what the burial agency, what did they call it? Let me go to the bit where they're talking about it so I can see it in subtitles, because I didn't have subtitles for it. Yeah, burial agency. Yeah, okay. So I don't know what the burial agency is, but he was not happy being compared to them. So yeah, there's so much stuff in this show. I mean, we also just saw like John Wingard, which is one of the people working under Orlando. He wants to fight and he wants to be really helpful. Here he is. I was just getting to the screenshot with him to make sure I had his name right. He wants to be helpful, but he's got one arm now. And so Orlando's like, hey, I love your passion. Prove to me that you can fight and you'll fight. So I wonder if he's going to be like really important, or if he's going to be, if they're setting him up to die in such a way that Orlando will be very affected by it. You know, I can see that happening as well, where it's like Orlando clearly cares about his squad in general, but especially like, you know, about John Wingard here, you can see he had respect for him. So like, I wonder if we're setting up to later in the series we see him die and Orlando goes fucking crazy over it or something. I liked the Gilgamesh Elmalloy parallels. They're all like, you know, being able to see Elmalloy see, I keep calling him Elmalloy because I can't remember his name. Waver Velvet. I like him seeing Gilgamesh and then like having flashbacks, because like out of all of the servants, yeah, I think that would be the one that would most terrify him, because he saw Ryder as this incredible, you know, force of nature or whatever, and then he saw Ryder get defeated and destroyed. I wonder if they're gonna like meet up and we're gonna see like, or we're gonna see them talk about, you know, that, because Gilgamesh spared him, right? Gilgamesh was like respected him a little bit in those final moments and decided to keep him alive. And so I wonder if they're gonna meet up with each other and talk about that moment and talk about where Waver is now and what he's done with his life now, and whether or not Gilgamesh would be disappointed in that. Because also Gilgamesh seems to be, now I think he said he was joking kind of about it, but I'm not sure exactly to the extent that he was joking. He said, I was merely teasing you a bit. So anyway, he said to Tine, like, hey, if you want to get your land back, why don't you just fucking flatten the land? Like, why don't you destroy everything and everyone in it, and then you can take it back? And Tine was like, well, no, because then we'd be savages, and we'd be, like, just as horrible, if not more horrible, than the people who took the land from us. And Gilgamesh's response was like, that's a model answer, but that's not your answer. Like, that's the thing that you've been told your whole life. That's the thing that you've like studied. This is the reason why, you know. Like, if you asked me, oh, here's the, like, what were the reasons for World War II, and I would be like, the Treaty of Versailles and the I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a history guy. I'm surprised I remember the name Treaty of Versailles. And I just like rattle off that stuff, and then you go like, did you come to that conclusion? I'm like, no. I had a history test in year 11, and I had to memorize that information. Like, I don't actually know that stuff. I was told that stuff. So I mean, that's kind of the same as knowing, but I didn't come to those conclusions myself. So I think Gilgamesh is kind of saying like, Tina, you're following a script right now, but instead, like, you should go on what you feel. But the problem is, like, I think I don't know. I think there's a part of Tina that maybe does have that fire within her, that does maybe want that revenge or whatever. But then I think she also has like, maybe I'm just projecting this on her because she's like she's like a pretty girl, you know. But I feel like there's also like a part of her that, you know, genuinely cares for people and like is trying to do the right thing. And I think in Gilgamesh like diving in to try to like pull out the aspect of her that he sees as the true, you know, her, the actual decisions that she wants to make or whatever. I think in doing that, all you're doing is like going, hey, this one, like if these two parts of her are equally her, he's reaching in and grabbing the one that's less accepted and going like, this one must be you because this is the one you're hiding, which I don't think is necessarily the case. But this is kind of a belief that I have, which is that like, I think you know how we have different modes where we talk to people? You talk to your friends and you talk in a certain way. You talk to your family and you talk in a different way. You talk to your romantic partner and you talk in a different way, you know? Or when you're by yourself, you might be talking in it, or you might be thinking to yourself in a different way. And for me, it's also like when I speak on video. Like I speak to my videos in a different way than I speak to my family, than I speak to my friends, you know? But I never think of it as like, oh, the way that I am with my friends, that's the real me. Or the way that I am with my romantic partner, that's the real me. Like, I don't think of it like that. Maybe there are me's that I consider a fake me. Like, maybe I would consider, like, if I, you know, was... if I was in a business meeting or whatever and I was, like, trying to act professional, maybe I would consider that the fake me. But I think, like... the me I'm with my family, the me I am with my friends, the me I am on videos, like all of them are an aspect of myself. They're all different, but they're all like a different part of me. And I don't think it's fair to say like, oh, because while I'm doing a video, I'm putting on more energy. I'm expressing my emotions more in my face. I'm, you know, trying to make the video entertaining. Just because of all of those aspects, it doesn't make that any less me. I don't think that's like, even if there's stuff I'm putting on a little bit, that doesn't make it less me. That's part of who I am still. And so like in that same way, I think people are very quick to be like, oh, you've now shown your true colors, you know? Like if it's a common thing that like, oh, if someone does something while they're drunk, that's like their true thoughts and feelings. Maybe it is. Maybe it's an aspect of who they actually are. But maybe it's like just as much of who they really are as the fake nice persona, the quote unquote fake nice persona that they're putting on in the forefront. Maybe. I think so. But I don't know. I think that's something that we can't really know because it's a very philosophical question. It's like who the real you is. But I think like if we want to put on a mask, maybe that mask that we're putting on has every right to be just as much as we are. Anyway, the point is, I think Gilgamesh might throughout the series make Tine into more of a ruthless monster. I'm now thinking of Epic the musical. But maybe that like that'll happen throughout the series, but I don't think that means, oh, Tine was that all along necessarily. It just might be she had that within her, but it doesn't mean it's completely who she was. I don't know. That's my own interpretation, but that's just that's my ideas behind character work in general and just behind people in general. I've had that belief for many years. So I'm just projecting that onto this show. But yeah, anyway, that was an awesome fucking episode. I loved that very much. That was Fate Strange Fake episode 3. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.